Good morning and welcome to XPulse AI Morning Mix. It's Thursday, June 18th, 2026. Today, a $60 billion AI coding acquisition, AI chiefs in closed-door G7 talks, and the cost of powering the AI boom. I've got Orion with me. Ready?
Ready, let's move.
Bloomberg reported on June 16th that SpaceX has formally agreed to acquire the AI coding startup Cursor, valuing it at about $60 billion, with a regulatory filing backing it up. Orion, what's actually in the deal?
Investors can take SpaceX stock based on that implied $60 billion equity value, and the transaction is expected to close in the third quarter of 2026. It's a huge vote that coding assistants are becoming strategic infrastructure, not just productivity apps.
Cursor's a big name in dev circles, but briefly, what does it do?
Cursor is an AI-first coding environment. It helps you write, refactor, and navigate code bases with chat and agent-like workflows. The key is tight integration into the editor, where it can propose changes across files and keep context without developers constantly copy-pasting.
Why would SpaceX want that inside the company?
Two angles: internal velocity, shipping software faster across complex systems, and external leverage because developer tools can become distribution for models and compute. Also, $60 billion says, we'd like a seat at the dev desktop, which is an expensive chair.
CNBC reported on June 17th that top AI chiefs from OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google met with Group of 7 leaders in France behind closed doors. Orion, what were governments pressing for?
Standards around frontier model risks, infrastructure, and what they're calling sovereignty, who controls the chips, the data centers, and the models. Anthropic's Dario Amodei and Google DeepMind's Demis Hassabis also pushed for a US-led coalition to coordinate rules as models get stronger cyber capabilities.
Does this change anything, or is it just optics?
It signals that AI firms are now treated like geopolitical actors, closer to telecom or energy than just software. Even without a new law tomorrow, it nudges procurement, export policy, and security reviews toward tighter coordination, and that shapes which models get deployed where.
A P News on June 16th. Nvidia announced a major AI infrastructure upgrade in a $2 billion partnership with Coherent, expanding a facility in Sherman, Texas to produce laser and optical materials. Orion, translate that into plain English.
As clusters scale, the bottleneck isn't only chips, it's the high-speed connections between them. Optical components and lasers help move data fast across racks and buildings. Nvidia's message is, we're building the whole system stack, and we want fewer supply chain choke points.
So, this is less about one-chip generation, more about the plumbing.
Exactly. The fastest model in the world is still slow if the interconnect can't keep up. Optics is becoming a competitive advantage and also a constraint, so Nvidia is trying to lock in capacity early.
National Technology, citing Reuters, reported on June 16th that shareholders are suing Microsoft, alleging it failed to disclose billions in AI infrastructure spending and a resulting slowdown in Azure growth. Orion, what are the plaintiffs claiming?
They argue Microsoft's disclosures didn't adequately flag the scale and timing of capital spending needed for AI, and that the costs pressured cloud growth, so investors were misled and the stock price was inflated. It's early stage, but it reflects rising scrutiny of AI economics.
What should listeners watch for as this plays out?
Two things: whether Microsoft changes how it reports AI capex and capacity constraints, and whether other hyperscalers face similar pressure. As AI moves from growth story to margin story, accounting language suddenly matters a lot.
The Hindu reported on June 17th that the U.S. Justice Department asked a court to dismiss a Civil Rights and Clean Air Act lawsuit targeting Elon Musk's XAI data center in Mississippi over claims it ran dozens of natural gas turbines without permits. Orion, what's notable here?
The federal government is stepping in on the side of XAI, at least procedurally, by seeking dismissal. Local groups and the NAACP alleged pollution and health risks near homes and schools. There's no final ruling yet, but the intervention raises the stakes.
Is this the start of a broader fight over how AI gets powered?
Yes, we're watching a collision between build-fast data center timelines and local environmental compliance. And turbines are the unglamorous side of AI. No one brags about them on a keynote slide.
A few more developments worth your attention. GeekWire wrote on June 17th that Amazon Web Services debuted autonomous AI agents for enterprise tasks at its New York summit. What's the vibe? Real autonomy or careful training wheels?
More supervised autonomy. They're pitching agents that can triage email or help fix security vulnerabilities with human oversight and controls. The message is, businesses want outcomes, but they also want auditability, permissions, and a big red stop button.
On the assistant market, Business Standard cited Sensor Tower data on June 17th. ChatGPT's share reportedly fell below 50% as Gemini and Claude gained. Is this a real shift?
It suggests the market is fragmenting as distribution improves, mobile placements, bundles, and enterprise rollouts. Falling below 50% doesn't mean ChatGPT is losing, but it does mean switching costs are dropping and feature parity is rising fast.
And Digitimes on June 17th says Meta is curbing some internal AI usage because token costs are climbing. What does that tell you?
Even the biggest labs are treating inference like a budget line item, not a magic trick. Expect more model routing, smaller models for routine tasks, and stricter governance on internal usage, because unlimited tokens was never a business model.
That's XPulse AI Morning Mix from XPulse for Thursday, June 18th, 2026. If this helped, share it with a colleague, and we'll catch you next time.